of FKE in many other ways. We worked together. So when they said they have a product they're launching, I was among the first to show up at the Norfolk. And it was quite interesting the way it was positioned. And I told Priska, you know what, I must be in the first group. We had a lot of feedback tools that we used that helped us share together, challenge one another, challenge each other's characters. And I must say I'm very grateful for the first group. We have very bold women. And they are happy to challenge one another and happy to be challenged. And that was where the learning really started to happen. And I must say I'm different today. I am able to actually articulate what it is I want. Before we said, we need to fill up these top positions. But it's not enough to want to fill up those top positions. We realized it's a boys' club. The men are already at the table. We have to actually convince them that they need us. And that process and that journey of actually articulating what is it I'm bringing to the table as a woman. We are all competent. We all have our masters, our degrees, our PhDs, and the men have too. So why you? We have to really work hard at defining why me? What am I bringing to the table? What is it that is unique to a woman such that people will say, you know what, we need a mix here. We need this kind of character which can only be found amongst the women. And are we women actually articulating these things out? Are we adding value? Are we engendering processes? Are we supporting other women? How much are we working hard to make sure that policies actually favor diversity, especially for those who are at the top?
Many times there have been questions in terms of, that's not relevant for me, that's for other people. In the government sector, in the business sector, in research, in science. Those very characteristics are exactly what is needed. And that's why I loved what Joyce did. She absolutely connected that thinking in terms of what I had, that the strategic choices, the follow through, the capabilities that are actually applied in the family setting is exactly what you need in all these other marketplace settings. There is absolutely no difference in my mind. The environment is different, but we do have the ability to pick an environment, go in, make a difference, make the tough choices when the clarity of the reason for which we are doing this is clear to us. And so for me, because of the reason of this nation, because of the reason that we are a significant number and we cannot pass through and not make a difference in this nation, I continue to walk this journey. So thank you very much, Female Future. I look forward to the continuation.
One thing I love about women, when it comes down to it, we really do bond from wherever we come from. And it's a wonderful experience. You make many friends. So I welcome you, those who are coming in. For FKE, one of the things I still said I would like to see, and I know it's in the works, we need to create a database of these women. You have the corporateness to be able to create, because there's too many questions every time asking, where are the women? We need to maybe work. I can see Karungo Gatama here, who actually started the Corporate Center of Governance. How do we work with the Institute of Directors, which you fathered when you were there, and who actually would love to work with us, to create a database of women, and we actually take out reports, have a product that allows us to own the space of women on boards, so that every year, every 6 months, every quarter, we take out a book that says this is the percentages of women, these are their names, these are the younger upcoming women, these are the women trained, so that there's actually a formal way or a place that people can do it. And I want to start one, but you have the corporateness, the ability to be able to own that data if you work with the Institute of Directors. And I and many of the alumni will be happy to work with that.
I like to tell women this is something that you have within your control. You need to understand that. It's something you have within your control. And we must always remember that people listen to what we say and they also listen to what we don't say. Yeah? A successful female leader must know the do's and don'ts of image. One must learn to cultivate a personal image that enhances them. And I like to emphasize again that this is within your control. A painful fact, and I've said this to many people who I deal with, is that sometimes women get turned down for a job or other opportunities simply because of the way they look. And that to me is a no-no. Why should that happen? You must not be somebody you're not. Because sometimes we try to be that. We need to accept ourselves the way we are. You need to accept your color. You need to accept your hair. You need to accept your height. You need to accept your shape. For those who read the Bible, we're told that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. God doesn't make any mistakes. I can assure you that. Yeah. So step number one, you need to accept yourself the way you are. But you are allowed to enhance yourself and make sure every hair is in place. The image module It's going to teach you how to look good on the outside and how to look good on the inside. And that completes the picture. If you're looking good on the inside, on the outside, you're good to go. I had a coach once who told me one very important thing. I was complaining about a boss I had and saying that, he makes me feel this and this and this. And then he stopped me, this coach, and he said, no, stop right there. He does not make you feel anything. You allow yourself to feel that way, And he said, your self-confidence is the most precious thing you have, and it's way too important to leave in some boss or some other person's hands. You need to take control over your own self-confidence, and you need to manage how that confidence is being influenced by your surroundings. You have to take charge of that. And I had never thought of it that way. And I started to think about it that way, and it helps a lot. So I would really encourage you to take on that advice, and don't become insensitive to anything around you. That's not what I'm saying, but take control of it. Manage your self-confidence in a good way.
The future is not the past again. All of you have gone through this wonderful program. But ladies, you must make the future, not manage the past. I hope I make this clear. We are looking to make a difference in this country. But what difference does it make to have a woman of the board if you're going to be talking about corruption as we have talked about it in the past? What difference will it make if we have the same levels of poverty when we don't have enhanced productivity? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that we have been preaching corporate governance. I guess I started it in 1999. We have trained, and my colleague is here, over 5,000 directors. And we are still not seeing the difference. But I do believe that with women on boards, we can make a difference. But only, and I repeat this, if only they are committed to making the difference.